risen wisdom for having prosperity. Words from Vonnie, Moore-Shabazz.
The Shawshank Guide to Money, Part 1. There was a hit movie made several years ago called The Shawshank Redemption. In the movie, Timothy Bottom plays a banker who is wrongly convicted of murder and sent to Shawshank prison. While in prison, he survives by helping the guards hide money from the IRS and helps the warden of the prison embezzle money for use at the prison. After a dozen or so years in prison, Timothy escapes and makes sure that the evidence needed to expose the guards and the warden got to the press. As part of his plan, he opened a bank account under a phony name and made sure that some of the money he was helping the warden embezzle went right into the account. So when he escaped, he had a pretty little nest egg and a new identity. You may be asking, how did he escape? How did he do all the things from prison? I'm going to get to that in just a minute. But first, I have a few questions to ask you about money, or specifically having money and being independently wealthy. Someone said to you, I guarantee you $10 million, and it would take you 13 years to collect. The money is being put in escrow, so you know it really will be there after the 13 years. Now, there are certain conditions for you to collect the money, none of them illegal or immoral, but there are conditions. Now, knowing $10 million would really be there, and there is nothing illegal or immoral for you to do but accept the offer. Now, before you answer, let me continue with a little more about Timothy Bottom's character had to do to escape. Timothy was able to get a set of tools used by rock collectors. These tools were very small, so there was no concern they would be used to escape. As a matter of fact, someone stated the tiny hammer that was in the kit would take a man 50 years to break through the thick concrete walls at the prison. Well, it only took Timothy's character 13 years. And once he got through the wall, he had a few more obstacles. Coming out of prison, he would need suitable clothes, shoes, and identification. As part of his duties with the warden, he shined the warden's shoes and cleaned his clothes. While setting up the bank account, he applied for a Social Security card and other identification. The night of his escape, he put everything in a plastic bag, including soap and shampoo. I know you think why did he need soap and shampoo? Where there was one final obstacle, he had to crawl over 100 yards through waste and manure. 100 yards, the length of a football field to get to freedom. As you may have gathered, there are a couple of analogies to this story, to what it takes to have money and be independently wealthy. You will probably start small and have tiny resources, so it will be a long time. If you are consistent, it may only take 13 years, but others would say 50. You have to plan and deal with obstacles along the way. There are no shortcuts or ways to speed up the process. It will take the time it requires for you to be successful. You may have to crawl through what it seems like 100 yards of manure to get and have the independent wealth you desire. Many of us would love to be independently wealthy and live a life of richness and leisure. We just want to guarantee that if we take the risk and we do the work after 13 years, we will have the money to $10 million. To tell you the truth, many of us would quit knowing after 13 years the money would be in the bank if we felt we had to work too hard or sacrifice too much. Timothy had a plan that required a lot of work and no guarantees he would be free. Yet not having a plan, not doing the work guaranteed him a life in prison. I'm not saying being independently wealthy is the only way to freedom. I'm saying that if you know in your heart of hearts being independently wealthy or doing the work to have independent wealth touches your soul, no matter what type of job you have, and money you're being paid will not be free. So grab that tiny hammer and get to chipping away at the concrete wall, and let's see if you can have freedom in less than 50 years. You may be surprised and you may surprise yourself and only take 13.